First, we're going to have Joan Andrusz come up here to the stage, and she's Monona's city clerk. She's also a lifelong East Sider, growing up close enough to throw a stone at Monona. Not that our city clerk would ever do that, of course. Come on now. But Joan finds Monona to be a great community and a great place to work. Can we get up for Joan, everybody?
I'm here tonight because I said yes. I'll explain later. And to say you should have something in your life completely unrelated to your work that you're passionate about. And for me, that thing is music. I've had some pretty frustrating jobs with some pretty frustrating people. Of course, not at Monona. But I hung in there knowing that tonight I have music to do. And that's who I really am. I sometimes wear a guitar string bracelet like this one, just to remind myself that my job doesn't define me. I learned some guitar chords when I was 13, and I've played off and on ever since. And I'm not a great player, but that's okay because I'd really rather sing. I've always loved to sing. The first song I ever wrote was a Vietnam War protest song, and my dream was to play folk music in a coffee shop. Yeah, I'm old. But when a friend asked me to join him in the high school talent show, I had to say no. The stage fright. Too much stage fright. I always regretted that, and I swore if the opportunity ever presented itself again, I would say yes. But I kept singing. Years ago, we had the funeral for our daughter's second grade teacher, and in that same week, I was cleaning all the places no one ever sees. You know you do it. Getting ready for a big party we were having. So I was on my hands and knees with my head in the refrigerator, looking like I was trying to end it all, but I had the wrong appliance. When a song started going through my head as I was contemplating the duality of life, and it was a country song. So I wrote it down. My life is in a shambles, but my crisper drawers are clean. You know, give me 3 or 4 beers, I'll sing it for you, okay? Or maybe not. Okay. I had joined my church choir just to check it out, and over 25 years later, I'm still trying to figure out if it's right for me. I recently took voice lessons because I figured, I've been doing it this long, maybe I ought to learn how. But over time, I progressed to actually doing solos, and it afforded me many interesting opportunities. A friend asked me to join him in a couple of coffee shop gigs, and I kept my promise and said yes. And I fulfilled a lifelong dream. I sang in front of an 11-piece big band orchestra a few times. I did weddings, funerals, church theatrical productions, bluegrass masses, and I even sang services in prison. Quick story about prison. Captive audience, ha ha ha. I was in charge of picking out the music, and it was Christmas, and I knew that this would be most likely the only bit of Christmas that these guys would ever have. So I chose very carefully. I didn't know how it was going to go over. But I tell you, you've never had the Christmas spirit like 9 inmates standing and singing at the top of their lungs, Little Drummer Boy. It was awesome. Okay, some things haven't been so fun. Musicians are freaks. Let that lay. And the music biz, it just ain't for me. And I have regrets, like I never learned to read music. But hey, neither did Bruce Springsteen, so there's that. But my experiences have helped me be able to stand in front of large groups and speak, and record PSAs as Monona Joan on WVMO, and play Mrs. Cratchit in The Christmas Carol. Most recently, I sang Oh Danny Boy at my last aunt's funeral. Very poignant song with a killer high note. But the funny thing was, she had asked me over 10 years ago to do it. She closed every Christmas card and conversation with the words, "Are you practicing?" Her funeral plan had a note on it that said, Joni said yes. Next steps when I retire might be to join the Threshold Singers. They sing a person out in their last days or even their last hours. I learned the power of music, that power of music, as my mother laid semi-comatose at the end of Alzheimer's. She was agitated and making noises, and words couldn't reach her. But I sang to her, and she calmed right down. And she got quiet until the song ended. And then she got worked up again until I sang again. It was magic. So, deep breath. I will leave you with the lessons I've learned. Musicians are freaks. Sorry. Do something you love outside of work. And most importantly, put aside your fear. Say yes.